Hey, when you're studying the Bible, I don't know if all versions do this. I personally read the New King James Version, and a lot of people are King James only. I'm not. I do believe it's important to be very skeptical and careful about which version you read. Um, but I don't believe that the King James is the only version. I know that makes me an apostate to a lot of people out there. Get over it. I mean, I believe that the Lord did not just make the King James Version and that was it. I mean, it's like he didn't even. Anyway, I'm not going to go into anything negative about the King James. I do not personally read it for several reasons. Not because I'm stupid and I can't read it. No, because there's just part of it is the fact that when you try to quote King James to people, they don't understand what the heck you're saying, and you do sound more flaunting, and you sound more intelligent. You sound more. It just makes me feel like I'm more haughty than the person I'm talking to, and I don't want that feeling. First off, that's not the reason. I mean, I went from it to the NIV, and the NIV is not a version I would ever read. I saw somebody quote the NIV the other day, and I wanted to hop on there and say, nope. I would sound like a snob if I did, and I'm not about to sit there and go, well, you read the NIV, that's wrong. No. They'll have to find out on their own, but the NIV is a very flawed version. I do not read that version. It's just not correct. It's very incorrect. The New King James is just basically like, what if the people that were doing the King James Version did it today? That's, well, in 1970s, I think is when it was like first translated using the same process and everything. But anyway, the reason I say all that is because when you see words in italics like this, they're not in the original manuscripts. They're put in there because in English, our language flows differently. And if you study any languages, you're going to know that right away. Like when you're speaking Japanese, the words are completely out of order. You can't transcribe Japanese to English and make it sound like it makes sense. You, go to house, yours. Sorry, go to your house. Natawa. Sometimes they even take out the I part, so it would be like watashi, anatawa. Anyway, so sometimes the words are out of place in English and it makes absolutely no sense. The same is true for Hebrew, Greek, and other languages as well. Now, our language is English. It's from the Anglo-Saxon, from the Germanic roots. Same roots as the German language. The French language, the Spanish language, and the Italian language are all from the Romantic language. And it's not romantic because it's like lovely. It's romantic because it's from Rome. So there's some very different ones. If you studied Spanish, if you hablo español, if you parlez français, if you, I don't know, Italian, you know that there's some very similar words between those languages as well. I always think it's funny that gato means something completely different in French than it does in Spanish. Like you will definitely eat le gato. No, yeah, hold on. I'm starting to go mix up myself. But you will never eat el gato. I hope you won't. Please don't. So, legato means cake. El gato means cat, which ironically also sound very similar in English. So anyway, back to what I'm saying is that when you're reading the italics words, I often like to take out the italics words and reading it. Sometimes it may bring a little bit more light to it. It was put there by the translators to make it flow better, I guess, make more sense to the English reader. A light to revelation to the Gentiles. And if you, revelation, like the book in the Bible, no, revelation means to reveal, like to reveal, like, you know. So, when you take out that word, it does change a little bit. And you want to dig down deep. Trying not to say the word dig dug. You want to dig deep while you're reading the Bible and really get to understand what it's saying. Because a lot of people just read surface level and they don't get the true meaning behind it. And they're satisfied. But if you get down in deep, like, what is he really saying here? You're going to find it a lot more satisfying. The Bible, people read it and they're like, meh, because they're not digging down and getting to really understand what it's saying. And then there's also people who read it to find out what kind of magic they can produce. Like, if I say I'm rich long enough, I will be rich. Hallelujah. No, that's not. There is a definite wrongness to that I won't go into on this particular video. I'm just trying to talk about italics. That's what I want to call it, italics. And also, read this information. Now, this is a charismatic Bible, so I have to be careful when I'm reading some other things and make sure I'm not thinking, well, if you say it and claim it and name it, you can have it when you blab it. So, I got to be careful myself. And most of the stuff is just expounding upon, like, the Strong's word, what it means. Like the word thought. It gives you the Greek word that's used right here. And immediately I saw the word di, or the prefix di. People get it mixed up with bi. Bi means two, like bicycle means two wheels. If you had a dicycle, you would have half a wheel. So di means like basically a split. So when you have a thought and you think you have a split personality because you're talking to yourself, no, you should talk to yourself because you are working out things in your head. And even down here it says deliberating with himself. You are, sometimes I have to talk to myself because my flesh wants to do one thing and my spirit is completely doing another thing, and my mind is in between mediating. And I definitely need to go with the spirit. I just need to discern which one's talking to me. It's kind of like the little angel and devil on your sides. You're split between two different ideas, and you got to figure out which one is really saying the right thing to you. And of course, it's the angel, but we don't always see it's the angel. You know, sometimes the devil can make himself appear like an angel. Anyway, I don't want to get too long in this video. I just wanted to quickly talk about italics and word wealth. And not just the word wealth here. I mean, the wealth of the words that you're reading. Really get to understand what these words mean. And then understand some of those words are not put there by the Bible. It's put there by man to try to make sure it makes sense and flow in the English language. Even the 1611 regular King James Version definitely does a lot of this. So just saying, it's not just New King James. All right. Have a marvelous Monday.